Hello and welcome to another update video about XRP. Finally, XRP is doing a little bit. Still overall a pretty boring chart, I have to say, but we start to get some upside momentum. Key question is this now going to be something more bullish, something more sustainable? Hasn't really participated in any of the recent real rallies. This is the daily time, it's actually the weekly time frame. And it's just this triangle I'm still tracking, yeah. I'm just tracking this triangle still, and honestly, nothing has changed on this chart here, especially not on the weekly time frame. But I wanted to give you that perspective again, that I see this all as a sideways range. It's a triangle, and it's actually following the overall laid out structure nicely that we also talked about in previous videos here on the long-term chart. Because, I mean, there are two scenarios we're tracking, but the triangle at the moment is not broken, not to the downside and not to the upside. We talked in previous videos about the invalidation points, and I confirmed to you that this triangle will be invalidated if we get a break below 28.6 cents. So that's very important support. And to the upside here, $2. Okay, so these are the two breakout points that will also invalidate the triangle, because it's not complete yet. So what we'd like to see is for the triangle, a C wave to complete, a D wave, and an E wave. But it depends on which scenario it is, because unfortunately there are different structures. So you can easily count this as a wave 4 triangle, which would be a bullish outcome, a breakout to the upside, and we would probably be dealing with, okay, a wave 3 top tier. This is an A wave of the triangle. A triangle is an ABCDE structure. The rally here into 2021, that was a B wave. This is the C wave, D wave, but then we could get a higher low as an E wave, and that's the wave 4 triangle. Now, in a bullish market, I would prefer that outcome. In a bullish market, I would prefer that this is a wave 4 and we form another wave 5 to the upside. But I need to see a little bit more price action to, on the larger time frame to confirm, okay, this is the wave 4 triangle. For example, if we next form a lower high and then another higher low, then we could have completed the triangle and it could indeed break to the upside. Breakout point to the upside is $2.06, because in any triangle that's forming here, the A wave shouldn't be broken. Well, if it breaks now, it's something different, which is possible as well. I mean, it's a bullish market, right? So all I try to express here is it's moving in corrective structures. We have no impulse at the moment, yeah. And for the last few years, even though it's been moving up and down, it's not really been trending. It's just sideways range, which I know is frustrating a lot of XRP holders. And I've said it many times. You don't really have a great edge with Elliott Wave on the XRP chart, or I think with any technical analysis method, because it's just moving sideways. It's great for range traders, yeah. It's great for range traders. And to be honest, these trend lines, they are just there to sketch out. I haven't actually positioned them as they probably should be, like this, yeah. Then you have a triangle here where you have enough touch points down there. But let's take a look at the shorter time frame. I mean, here, obviously it reversed in this trend reversal zone here. Most recently, there was an orange support zone on the chart, which we talked about. It reversed there. We talked about two scenarios, one in which it would go a little lower into the orange box, and the other one in which if it breaks above the trend line, it might rally into the resistance zone, and then we can observe the resistance zone for a reaction. And if it reacts to the downside before breaking above 80, then I think we're dealing here with an A, B, C structure, and that would complete then an X wave, which would then rally in a Y wave. So you see a lot of corrective structures here. But what's I think the important takeaway here? Let's go to the daily chart on the XRP chart. We have quite strong upside momentum. So let's talk about the different scenarios. So in one scenario, a wave W, which is a corrective wave, topped in July. We're basically now in the X wave, and we are then going to form a Y wave to the upside, and that would complete this C wave of the triangle. It's just moving in corrective structures. So that's basically here, this C wave. Yeah? And that's one scenario, but then it would need to, I mean, it would need to ideally react to the downside and move down into the orange box again before breaking above 80 cents. So what happens if it breaks above 80 cents? I mean, the trend is up now, right? The local trend seems to be up. Well, then we are probably moving already in the Y wave, and I would have to assume that the X wave was probably some kind of a triangle pattern, or yeah, probably a triangle. Not beautiful, I have to say, but then we would be dealing with this wave W, and then a second, I just try to label the triangle. And this was probably an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and an E wave. That's probably the count I would go with now. It's ugly. It's ugly, but it is a valid Elliott wave triangle, A, B, C, D, and an E wave down, because in an X wave, a triangle is possible, and the move down is quite rapid. But it would take a break above the B wave high, which we're nearly breaking right now, to confirm that. And that's a break above 75 cents. A move above that takes us to 80. A move above that, yeah, could indicate a proper breakout then. And we would be dealing with a Y wave rally. I think there are two things that people are interested in. Two things people are interested right now. What's the target for the Y wave if the X wave bottomed? And what are the next resistances? So resistances, as I said, 75 cents, which is there now, and then 80 cents, and then probably this swing high as well, even though the wicks don't often act too much as resistance, but 95 cents. So they are at least key levels to watch. Especially the 80 cent level should be a resistance. It's a 78.6 retrace level. So now that we covered that, what would be the target for the Y wave? And obviously, because we're dealing with corrective structures, I mean, it's painful. It's really painful. How do we determine that? So we take the length of the wave W. We go to the low of the X wave, which was obviously the end of the triangle. And then we're looking for, well, you know, ideally the 100% extension level. And that would take us to, I mean, there are a few levels to watch on the way, but ideally the $1.75 level. That's quite far away, but the $1.75 level, the 100% extension, is a reasonable target. Sometimes they only reach the 78.6 extension, that's at 136, and to be honest, I would pay attention to that descending trend line of that triangle, because it could be, it could complete this pattern. But as I said, there is really nothing really predictive about this count, because we're dealing with XRP. Nothing, you know, not blaming XRP for anything, but it's a structure that's just moving correctively. So corrective structures morph, they transform. You have to be babysitting this chart all the time. It's just not worth it. There are so many structures in crypto that are clearer, but I'm covering XRP because obviously a lot of people asked me for it. But I can tell you, it's you know, there's no way you could predict like every single wave here or something. We're just tracking the waves, basically the structures, to determine possible trade setups. We had one here, it reversed, you know. As I always say, don't trade the count, trade the levels. This was a pretty important support zone, and it did hold, still holding, you know. Some people might have found some positions there, and now we've rallied from support into resistance. But if this was the end of the triangle and we get breakout confirmation, then yeah, it could push it higher there towards the trend line up there. That's my update about XRP. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.